Hey everybody, I'm here with Director of Aquatics Peter Verhoef, and we're going to talk a little bit about an awesome ceremony that we had yesterday as we broke ground on Phase 2 of our Aquatics building. So welcome, thanks for coming in.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks for having me.
Never a dull moment at the pool.
No.
There very rarely are there not swimmers or divers in
Somebody
there.
in the pool, yes.
And so, you were there. We were breaking ground on some new space. So tell us a little bit about what's going on.
Yeah, we're really excited. So this was originally part of the entire Aquatic Center renovation planned 6 years ago, back in 2020. Because of COVID and some other things, we had to break it into two phases. So part one was replacing Lebrano Pool, which is now Tarver Pool. Part two is upgrading the facilities around that. So our adding a second floor onto the U-Bowl building. Doesn't actually have a name currently, just U-Bowl building. It's locker rooms and a pump room. And then redoing our Cassidy Aquatic Center to include more weight room space, awesome. A welcome center, and then putting our offices on, like I said, on that second story. And then also adding a multi-purpose room that can see both over the field and over the pool.
Very cool. So a lot, obviously, and we've talked a lot about this, swimming and training has changed over the time, even the time that we've been here, and dryland training, especially in Florida where you get thunderstorms that come through and you're out of the pool, I'm sure that's at a premium.
Well, and I laugh because we're the only sport that calls something dryland training. It's a really strange, but yes, because most of what we do is in the water. Anything we do on land must be special. Well, the reality is it's athletic development. It's just movement literacy. It's teaching people to move better, training them to move better. We've learned over the last 2 decades in swimming that better athletes equals better swimmers. And so we want to have processes and places where we can create better athletes. Right. All the way down to our Whitehurst PE teachers do a phenomenal job with movement literacy. Things like that. And as we go through middle school, we got to keep teaching those things so they can continue to grow and be ready to go, especially if they go off into college and want to be able to continue developing athleticism. So our own dedicated weight room space that we can kind of keep the weight room stuff we're going to put in there is not anything fancy. It's actually pretty minimalist, but it allows us more freedom of movement. As a traditional weight room, I have more racks, more machines, things like that. They're kind of built for land-based athletes. We want freedom of movement, so we want to be able to move dumbbells. We want to be able to have columns and be able to rotate and move around a lot. So that weight room will be designed to do that, and it's going to be able to fit probably 60 to 70 people at a time, which,
awesome.
Our current space only fits about 30, and then we got to go outside. So this time of year when it gets a little chilly, it's hard to get everybody what they need.
Yeah. So thank you, Powell's and Lanning's, for that space.
Yep.
Another thing I know that you're really passionate about is leadership development, especially within your coaching staff. You have a remarkably talented coaching staff, and we're a little limited on the collaborative space that you have. And so Steve Gold, thank you, Gold family, helping us out with that. So tell us what you're looking for.
No, that's awesome. I think we have, one of the best staffs in the country in all levels of swimming. I mean, if you look at across our pool deck, we're looking at over 200 years of experience of coaching. We're talking NCAA Division I, II, III, club experience at a national level, international level. Every one of our coaches brings something. What's really unique about our staff is we work really well together. We spend time together. We share ideas together. We work on problems together. We talk a lot about the individuals in our program together. If we lose, wherever we're out of the office for a couple of weeks, you can sense that kind of start to go missing. And so right now we're pretty crammed in. We've kind of outgrown the space we're in. We've got a full-time coach is sitting at a table next to a cubicle is the best place for her to work. And we deserve we should give those coaches that are professionals and great professionals in their field an opportunity, a space to work, and for us to collaborate. So we'll have a conference room, we'll have our own cubicles up there, and a shared space where we can also put some information about donors. We'll have a place to welcome people, new students that want to come up and say, hey, we have an opportunity to do that. Places where we can have parent meetings or athlete meetings that we don't really have the space for that right now. So anything we can do to kind of make people connections happen, Steve Gold's gift's going to be able to allow us to do that.
Yeah, and that's part of the larger building renovation, which was made possible by George and Kernan Hodges, who are longtime supporters of Bolles. And then also within that building, we've got the Champions Suite, which is named after Chester Skinner. Thank you, Newton Skinner family, for helping us with that.
Yep. Now, so that space is going to be a multi-purpose room, kind of like what we have down in the boathouse, but slimmer side, maybe a little bit bigger. But it's designed to be able to look out over the football field, over the pool, to be a hospitality suite. Really, is we want to be able to host whether it be team gatherings, team meetings, celebrations, luncheons, yoga class, any of those kind of things, something we can use for both exercise and shelter, and quite frankly, from a personal standpoint, shelter from lightning, things like that. So along with the soccer complex across the way, that little corner is going to offer a really flexible space for our entire athletic department to provide hospitality, provide useful spaces in the summer and in the winter, and we'll be excited to have that in our building. Obviously, we'll be kind of caretakers of that space while we're up there. Fantastic. So it's a fantastic space,
And then, you are one of the most passionate promoters of culture of anyone I've ever come across. And I think that the last phase, certainly not last but not least, is the Welcome Center named after Gregg Troy, who really, in many ways, along with a lot of other people, but Coach Troy really put us on the map.
He did. And he was here yesterday to help us celebrate this and be here, which was really, really special. I liken that to giving a talk about the team. It must be like sitting in the Patriots team room with Bill Belichick sitting in the back. It's like he's just phenomenal ambassador for our sport, phenomenal ambassador for Bolles. He's still very passionate about Bolles, and I'm so impressed that our alumni came together to name a Welcome Center after him, because it really is the foundation of our program. He started it back in the 70s and created what we know as Bolles swimming today. And he handed the keys off to several coaches and then to me, and he continues to mentor us and provide guidance for us in this program. But what that space will allow us to do is showcase the history of our program. We don't have it displayed anywhere. There is some phenomenal history in the coaches and athletes that have come through. We talked about John Stafford being one of our coaches, Matthew Stafford, hopefully second Super Bowl coming up soon. His dad was one of the first coaches here. So we have this really unique tradition and legacy here. We want to make sure that gets shown to everybody. We'll be able to do that in the Welcome Center.
Yeah, it's super important to never forget the people that came before you that laid this foundation that made it possible for you and I to be successful.
And we want our own students to walk in and see that every day. And we want them to walk in and realize that they're standing on the shoulders of giants, and we want people that come and visit us to go, oh my gosh, there's so much more here than just me. This is so much bigger than one person. And so for them to see all of that in one space, it's going to be really amazing.
Yeah, and this is building on the work of so many other families. Tarvers, obviously, Gold previously, the Murphys. So thank you. If I left anybody out, my apologies, but you're super important to this program. But anyway, thanks for the time.
Absolutely. Looking forward to come see us over there.
Yeah, we definitely will. Thanks to all the donors that helped us out, large and small. One of the best parts about Bolles is the collective effort that goes into bringing projects like this a reality.
Absolutely.
So thanks to you.
Thank you.
And thanks to everybody out there for all that you do.